May 16, 2021, the Moon occults a star in Gemini this evening, and Mercury reaches its greatest separation from the Sun. Bright Jupiter and Saturn are in the southeast before sunrise. After sunset, evening star Venus, Mercury, Mars, and the lunar crescent are lined up above the western horizon. Chart caption: 2021, May 16, morning planets Jupiter and Saturn are in the southeast before sunrise. Jupiter is in front of the stars of Aquarius, while Saturn's background is Capricornus. By Jeffrey L. Hunt. Chicago, Illinois, sunrise, 5:29 a.m. CDT, sunset, 8:05 p.m. CDT. Check local sources for sunrise and sunset times for your location. The planet exhibit continues as 5 planets are visible. Jupiter and Saturn are in the southeast before sunrise. Venus, Mercury, Mars, and the crescent moon are visible after sundown. Morning sky. Saturn appears above the east-southeastern horizon over 4 hours before sunrise. Bright Jupiter follows less than an hour later. By 1 hour before sunup, Jupiter, brighter than all the stars in the morning sky, is over 20 degrees above the southeast horizon. The Jovian giant is slowly moving eastward compared to Aquarius. Use a binocular to spot it between Iota Aquarii, Iota Acra on the chart, and Theta Aquarii, Theta Acra. The planet is 1.7 degrees to the upper left of Iota and 4.8 degrees to the lower right of Theta. Saturn, 16.7 degrees to the upper right of Jupiter, is nearly 26 degrees up in the south-southeast. The planet is brighter than most stars this morning, except for Jupiter, Vega, and Arcturus. The ringed wonder is slowly moving eastward compared to Capricornus. Since it reappeared in the morning sky, after its solar conjunction, Saturn has been near Theta Capricorni, Theta Cap. In less than a week, Saturn appears to stop moving eastward compared to Theta and it begins to retrograde, move westward compared to the starry background. This is an illusion of our faster moving Earth catching up at and passing between the Sun and Saturn. The planet exhibition is interrupted by the Sun's appearance in the sky. During the daytime, Saturn and Jupiter lead the Sun across the sky. They set during the daytime. After the Sun sets, Venus, Mercury, Mars, and Moon are visible. Evening sky. This evening Mercury reaches its greatest separation, 22.0 degrees, from the Sun. This occurs shortly after midnight. Observers in the Western Hemisphere see the planet several hours before the greatest elongation time. Chart caption: 2021, May 16, the star Kappa Geminorum emerges from behind the lunar crescent at 9:34 p.m. CDT is observed from Chicago in this binocular view. Secondly, a large swath of North America sees the moon occult, cover, Kappa Geminorum, Kappa Gem. For those interested, the link in the detailed notes below displays the times of the disappearance and reappearance of the star. The times provided on the webpage through the link are in Universal Time, UT. For Eastern Daylight Time, subtract 4 hours, Central Daylight Time, CDT, subtract 5 hours, and so on for other time zones in North America. The UT date is May 17, but the CDT date in North America is May 16. In Chicago, the occultation begins at 8:27 p.m. CDT, shortly after sunset, as the night side of the moon begins to cover the star. The star reappears on the crescent side of the moon at 9:34 p.m. CDT. An occultation is an eclipse of a star. There is a distinction between an eclipse and an occultation. During an eclipse, a shadow is involved, either Earth's or the moon's. During an occultation, the moon covers a planet or a distant star. Every celestial object either emits or reflects light, so in a sense there is a shadow of the moon during an occultation, but it is largely undetectable. So when the moon covers the sun, that's an eclipse. When it covers a planet or distant star, it is an occultation. In some rare circumstances, a planet can cover distant stars. That's an occultation as well. When either Venus or Mercury pass in front of the Sun as viewed from Earth, that's a transit. At 30 minutes after sunset, brilliant Venus 6.0 degrees above the west-northwest. Mercury, nearing its greatest elongation after midnight, is 8.7 degrees to the upper left of Venus. Use a binocular to initially locate both worlds. The crescent moon, 23% illuminated with the occultation in progress, is nearly 45 degrees to the upper left of Venus. Venus as an evening star article. Read more about Venus in our summary document. Chart caption: 2021, May 16, 45 minutes after sunset, brilliant Venus, Mercury, Mars, and the lunar crescent are along a diagonal line above the horizon. By 45 minutes after sunset, Mercury is visible to the unaided eye. This is Mercury at its best evening appearance of the year. At this hour it is about 12 degrees above the horizon. It is 5.4 degrees below the star Elnath, the northern horn of Taurus. The star's name means, the one budding with horns. Here's more about Mercury during May 2021. Chart caption, 2021, May 16th, an hour after sunset, with the lunar occultation in progress, Mars is 4.2 degrees to the upper left of Epsilon Geminorum, Epsilon Gem, 3.5 degrees to the upper right of Zeta Geminorum, Zeta Gem, and 4.7 degrees to the lower right of Delta Geminorum, Delta Gem, M equals 3.5. An hour after sunset, the lunar occultation is still in progress. The moon is 3.5 degrees to the lower left of Pollux and 9.5 degrees to the upper left of Mars. Against the stars, the red planet is 4.2 degrees to the upper left of Mebsuta, Epsilon Gem on the chart, the outstretched paw of the lion, and 4.7 degrees to the lower right of Mechbuta, Zeta Gem, the folded paw of the lion, and 4.7 degrees to the lower right of Wasat, Delta Gem, the middle of the sky. Wasat is very close to the ecliptic, the plane of the solar system. The moon and bright planets pass near this star when they move through this region. Here's more about Mars during 2021. Find a detailed chart of the motion of Mars during the month here. This evening, Venus sets 68 minutes after sunset, followed by Mercury 50 minutes later. Tonight, the speedy planet sets at its latest time interval after sunset. The gap between Venus and Mercury begins to close during the next several evenings. Mercury dims each evening leading up to a very close conjunction with Venus on May 28. Mars sets less than 4 hours after sunset. The planet parade begins tomorrow morning when Saturn rises about 90 minutes after Mars sets. Detailed note, 1 hour before sunrise, two bright planets, Jupiter and Saturn, shine from the southeastern sky. Bright Jupiter is over 22 degrees above the southeast horizon. Saturn, nearly 26 degrees up in the south-southeast, is 16.7 degrees to the upper right of the Jovian giant. In the starfield, Jupiter is on a line between Iota Acher and Theta Acher, 1.7 degrees to the upper left of Iota Acher and 4.8 degrees to the lower right of Theta Acher. Saturn, nearing the beginning of its interval of retrograde motion, is 0.6 degrees to the right of Theta Cap. The moon occults the star Kappa Geminorum, Kappa Gem, M equals 3.6, as seen from a large swath of land across North America and Eastern Asia. For more details about your location, see http://www.lunaroccultations.com/iota/b*/0517zc1170.htm. During the early evening, 3 bright planets and the moon are visible in the western sky. 30 minutes after sunset, brilliant Venus is 6.0 degrees above the west-northwest horizon. Use a binocular to locate Mercury, M equals 0.3, 8.7 degrees to the upper left of Venus. The moon, 5.3D, 23%, is nearly halfway up in the sky above the west horizon. 15 minutes later, Venus appears lower, nearly 4 degrees up in the sky, while Mercury is nearly 12 degrees above the horizon. This speedy planet is 5.4 degrees below Elnath. As more stars appear, Mars, about 1/3 of the way up in the west, can be found, 9.6 degrees to the lower right of the moon. Pollux is 3.5 degrees to the upper right of the lunar crescent. By 1 hour after sunset, Venus is just above the horizon. Mercury is 9.0 degrees above the west-northwest horizon. Use a binocular to observe Mars against the starfield. It is 4.2 degrees to the upper left of Epsilon Gem, 3.5 degrees to the upper right of Zeta Gem, and 4.7 degrees to the lower right of Delta Geminorum, Delta Gem, M equals 3.5. Read more about the planets during May 2021. 2021, May 15th, Planets on Review. May 15th, 2021, 5 planets and the crescent moon are visible today. Morning planets Jupiter and Saturn are in the southeast before sunrise. Brilliant evening star Venus, Mercury, on its best evening appearance of the year, Mars, and the crescent moon are in the western sky after sunset. 2021, May 14th, Planets on Parade. May 14th, 2021, 5 planets are on parade. Bright Jupiter and Saturn are in the southeast before sunrise. After sundown, brilliant evening star Venus, Mercury, Mars, and the lunar crescent are in the evening sky. 2021, May 13th, evening star Venus, Mercury, Moon. May 13th, 2021, Venus, Mercury, the crescent moon, and Mars are in the western sky after sunset. 2021, May 13th, bright Jupiter, Saturn morning planets. May 13, 2021, Bright Jupiter and Saturn are the morning planets in the southeast before sunrise. 2021, May 12, spectacular Venus-Moon grouping. May 12, 2021, 30 minutes after sunset, the razor-thin moon is 1.2 degrees to the left of brilliant Venus. This is the closest grouping of the Moon and Venus during this evening appearance of the brilliant planet. Mercury is 9.1 degrees to the upper left of Venus. Mars maintains its eastward march in Gemini. Sirius and Aldebaran are near their heliacal settings, their final appearances in the evening sky for the year.